Microsoft shuts world down with the push of a button. Let's discuss. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee or whatever beverage you deem necessary, or if you need to make yourself a tinfoil hat, go ahead and do so now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. Okay, guys, yeah, that was the only shame I have here that I've wasted. Well, no, I'll use this. I'll use this foil for something, right? Maybe to block out the waves of disruption in the country and apparently around the world, guys. Around the world, Microsoft has pushed the button, the update button. And the one thing that I have gathered from all this, the one thing that sticks in my brain, is all people are saying is that this is not a cyber attack. You know what? You're right. It's a lot worse. It's a lot worse because you could implement something like this and then say, oops, called it a mistake. Now, most of you who turn on a TV or probably have driven down the street or have gone to a gas station or something probably have noticed that a lot of things have been shut down. From streetlights to 911 to emergency services, to airports. I do find it alarming that that's all we're talking about is airports here, because there is a lot more stuff involved. Basically, anything used by Microsoft has been affected, right? All over the world. I understand, since seeing this video here as it's coming out, they say there's a fix. There's still issues, but there's a fix that has been implemented, right, and sent out to all Microsoft users. CrowdStrike, okay, which apparently is a Microsoft, the guys who fix things when things go wrong, the IT guys, basically. And they at least owned up to the mistake, but to me, it's a matter of, these mistakes can't happen. It was, and I know when things like this happen, there's questions that happen. Everybody's asking questions. How did this happen to begin with? Did you not test this? When a new food item comes out, they don't just send it out into the public and say, well, yeah, we'll see what happens, right? I have to imagine, I would like to know what happened. Because if you're going to send out an update to something that's going to literally affect the entire world, didn't you put this into like one of your systems that has a serious firewall system where it's not going to get out into the rest of the world and test it first? Now, I'll tell you what, I watched some of the news this morning and I seen Atlanta airport, and mind you, these are airports all across the country. I haven't seen one airplane. We get airplanes all throughout here. We have not seen one. So I can't even imagine what Cincinnati Airport looks like right now. It probably looks like a madhouse. But usually there's planes, especially this time of the morning and late afternoon. I'm curious to see if we're going to see any planes late this afternoon. Hopefully everything is getting back into order. But I just wanted to really do this video today to show you how at the push of a button, they can literally shut everything down. And you're right. It's not a cyber attack. It's worse. These are people who are supposed to be geniuses, right? Or, I use that term loosely. Okay, but, and I understand, the follow-up of steps and everything like that. But this is something different. This is something that has literally affected the entire world. If it was a cyber attack or something, usually a cyber attack targets one thing, right? Yeah, it's a problem. We got to fix it. We got to turn things around. We got to use our guys to counter the bad guys and stuff like that. And usually there's something involved where we probably never hear about it because we don't want that kind of information getting out there. I agree. We should probably not hear about that stuff, because if the good guys hear about it, the bad guys are going to hear about it too. But this is the good guys who have sent this thing out, and it just goes to show what can happen. Now, we talk about stocking up on things on this channel, and this is one reason why. This is a reminder that anything can happen. What's that Darwin theory, anything that can happen will happen. This is an instant of that, guys. This is a sight of things that can happen very easily. Grocery stores were down. Grocery stores, traffic light, everything that is involved with a Microsoft update was screwed. And I'll tell you what, it's got to be, most people focusing on the airports right now because a lot of planes are not flying because of this update. Yet the news is reassuring us that there's no issue. It's being fixed. Well, you're talking about it on the news, and I guess I'm talking about it too, because I want to make sure that if you don't watch the news and you rely on YouTube or people who are giving it how it really is and talking about some other things and taking the viewer's perspective on things, make sure you let us know down in the comments what you think about this situation. They don't have that on news channels unless news channels are on YouTube. And do you really comment on news YouTube channels with all the spam and all that stuff that's constantly flowing through? All of them. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, it's like there's so much spam and trolls and all that stuff. It's like, why would I even leave a comment there? Honestly, I wouldn't want to leave a comment on one of those channels anyway. There's just so much going on there that's, I don't know. But push of a button, they've shut things down. Probably an accident, probably. I can't assume, or you can't help but think, do we just want to see how fast we could shut the world down? Right? Do we just want to see how fast we can shut the world down? Maybe I can block those waves out here. Right? I don't know. Guys, I don't know anymore. I'll tell you, we just have to keep moving forward. We got to keep pushing ourselves and use this as a reminder that the world of today can be pushed to the brink by everything being shut off. Okay? Whether it is Microsoft making a mistake, whether it's enemies of the world that are at each other's throats with this technology that is unreal, that could literally send us to the dark ages. I didn't want to go full dark here, guys, but this is something we really need to pay attention to. It's got me thinking, am I prepared enough? I mean, am I ready for an event to be shut down? Or am I ready to be able to feed my family for the next month if something happens? Forget week, maybe further. I know we have people on the channel that have, enough to feed their families for a few months. Maybe we need to start thinking like that. The rich are building bunkers. Rich people are building bunkers or fixing up bunkers, right? Underground. Why are they doing it? What do they know that we don't? I don't think it's a matter of that. I think it's you have to be able to build things within the means of of what your finances allow you to do. I mean, if I had billions of dollars, sure, why not build a bunker? If anything bad ever happens, I'll just dive in there. You do got to kind of have to worry what things may look like if ever you have to use one. And then eventually you're going to have to come out, at some point. So, I don't know, guys. I know this is a doom and gloom type video here, but boy, I'll tell you what, waking up to all this, some of my family is involved, was involved in some of this stuff, which I'm not going to go into, okay? Just saying that, certain things with flights and stuff like that. I'll say that. It had something to do with flights, scary situation. They did get where they were supposed to go, I will say that, so they are safe. But it's crazy. No flights, guys. I am doing this video when there is pretty heavy air traffic right above us here. I mean, and there's nothing. And I hate to tell you, it kind of reminds me of a certain day, right? Kind of reminds me of a certain day. Obviously not, I don't feel like this is not as traumatizing as like 9/11. I'm not trying to compare the situation. I mean, I am comparing the situation, but I'm not comparing that event to this as far as this. They're both scary. They're both scary because we've realized, or we were reminded, that in a blink of an eye, this stuff can be turned on its head. Okay. And, you know, I wanted to take some notes down in this. I wanted to take some notes, but I was like, I am kind of fired up about this right now. I just want to get on air here with you guys and talk about it while I'm still thinking about it. Okay. And something me and my wife, Jess, most of you know Jess, these things, right? These things don't get lost, right? All these notes of all of our viewers who have given us, you know, different things of what's missing or what's going up in stores, different prices that we cover all the time on this channel. Oh yeah, it's all written down. So not only do we have video documentation, we also have documentation that unless it accidentally gets thrown or burned, then it will sit here with me for the rest of my life. And I'll tell you what, guys, it's just something me and Jess were talking about. I think we might have talked about this in a video at one point, but Jess does a lot of scrapbooking. She does a lot of things that document our family history, a lot of life history. We were talking about this again. You know, things get wiped from computers. Things get, you know, we make it an issue, you know, to make sure that everything that she puts together is, you know, done right away. You know, if we have pictures on our computer, well, we back those things up onto different drives to make sure they're not lost. And then we actually have, somebody actually asked us this. Yes, we do. I'm not sure, Jess isn't here, so it's a little printer thing that you actually print your photos on, right? Save you a lot of money in the future. It's not as easy as like going to Walgreens or something and just buying a bunch of pictures or waiting till there's a deal. But these kind of events are going to start making people think of having these kind of tools that are going to be useful even if the world shuts down. I'm drinking Dunkin'. No? Yeah, it's Dunkin'. I'm out of Starbucks. I finally ran out. I had a little stockpile of Starbucks, finally out. I could have used it today. I woke up this morning. I was up real late editing our video at Sam's Club. Make sure you check it out if you have not seen it. Lots of good deals going on there. And places like this, you know, stocking up on some of these things, you know, I don't point them out a lot, especially if the prices haven't gone up or if I haven't seen any sales. But at this point, it's like, get batteries. Anything you can think to prepare for the future, okay? And I don't want to sound like a doom and gloomer here, okay? But these are things that we do just in case something happens. We always have a good amount of batteries, you know, in case we need to use our flashlights or different items. Here's something else to think about, and I've seen a lot of items that over the years to where, yeah, you can use an outlet, okay? A lot of them have switched to USB, and I have an answer for that too. But some things that I have, I can use an outlet, but I can also use batteries. You know, like the old radios where you could use now those aren't very cost effective when you're using the big D batteries or C batteries because they get expensive. But some of these things like smaller tools and stuff that you can use for like a USB or batteries, right? Something that in case power does go out or you can't update something, right? You know, because that is what it is. And here's something else I was talking about before with different items like take USB. They sell those little like banks, those little battery banks. They sell them on Amazon. There's a really new popular one right now. I can't think of the name of it, but it might be a good idea to look into some of these. You can Google them, or you can look on YouTube and get reviews of which ones are better. The one I used to have was Jackery. We have another one now that's kind of a heavy duty. It's a little more expensive, but it holds several charges. It'll charge my phone from a full charge on this thing that you do have to charge off of a USB. So these are things that you do want to always have charged. Otherwise, if you have to charge them somewhere and we have no power, well, you know, then it's going to be difficult. But if you have a few of them like I do, you know, anytime we go on a trip or something, I make sure they're all charged just in case, you know, we're doing something and I fall asleep and I forget to charge all my camera gear and all that stuff to do these videos. You know, I have those so that they're ready. But you can use these for any charging USB device, okay? Not just your phone. You can use it for other items that are being built that literally use USB charging. So something to think about there. Let's see. So with this situation, I can think of a couple things. This was an update, right? So I'm curious. Now, it's something that maybe you should consider doing too. I don't know. It's not convenient at all to do this, but you can literally turn all the apps on your phone, everything on your computer, everything that ever has an update, turn the automatic updates off. Okay, because I'm sure airports, 911 services, all these different things. They were talking traffic lights that run through a Microsoft system. Gas stations. Like, they probably have automatic updates on everything. And if you are a person that owns a gas station or different airlines and stuff, this message is for you as well. Maybe because of this, maybe we should just have someone check, right? Have somebody who's, maybe on getting ready to head to, well, let's check, make sure this update's not affecting all these other areas. And I know this has just happened once, but guys, this can happen a lot. If you have automatic updates on your phone or stuff like this, it you could easily be affected as well. But if you turn the automatic updates off, then when you see something on the news like, hey, Microsoft pushed a button and the whole world shut down, you have not installed that update on your phone at least. Now, I don't know if it's affected phones. I have had no issue. I'm hoping I don't have an issue uploading this video today for you guys. I hope this video comes out. I'm going to try and get it out early. Normally this would be a later video, but I want to get it out soon so that everybody's aware of what's going on. I woke up after Jess this morning and she's like, do you know about the shutdown? Do you know about what's going on? Do you know about this? Oh my gosh. I just woke up and I was like, so many things going on through my head. So many things. So many things. And then she started breaking it all down, and my clogginess in my brain started to wake up, and it's like, oh, well, it's like, was I surprised? Absolutely not. Guys, I can't help but think about these things. I can't help but think about these things. And the one thing that I knew, and that I know today, is that I'm a little bit more prepared today than I was tomorrow. Or than I was yesterday, I should say. And I wasn't really nervous about it. I was like, whatever it is, we'll get through. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, whatever it is. And I think with the idea and the thought of making sure that we're prepared and making sure that, we have food. Because if grocery stores are shut down, if restaurants are shut down because of this, right? I think everybody's talking about the airports, but it's a lot more than that. Now, by the time you guys see this video, everything could be fixed, and I sure hope to God it is. But I'll tell you what, this is just another thing we need to think about moving forward. We need to make sure that we are stocked up on some things. Anything you can think of in case of a situation to where there's no transportation, there's none of this, we need to think of these things. We need to make sure that at least we are prepared to stay home for a little while if we have to, right? There was an event a few years ago that kind of taught us that. Here's another instance that the world can be shut down by the push of a button or the flick of a wrist or what, right? And, I don't know. I'm not going to carry on any more about this. I just wanted to put this information out here for you guys in case you happen to not see it, in case you have not turned on your TV. The first thing that came up on my phone when I looked this morning was all the information on the Microsoft failure, as we'll call it. The Microsoft push of a button shuts world down. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It seems like it really hit Australia. If you want to, I know we have some viewers from Australia, so let us know down below anything you've seen in your neighborhoods. Let us know all around the world. We do reach a pretty huge audience around the world here on this channel. Let us know down in the comments anything you have noticed in your city or state or just neighborhoods, counties, whatever. Let us know if you've seen any different things going on. I know 911 was an issue pretty much all around the country. Obviously, all the flights have been, a lot of them have been canceled. And apparently this has been going on for like the last 12 hours. And I guess it just, people thought it would just come up. Somebody thought maybe everybody knew that it was an update. That was a failed update. I'm sure IT guys all over the world probably know that, and we're just waiting for Microsoft to, plug the right code, right? But it whether it was an accident and whether it's fixed right away and whether this is just a minor little bump in the road, this is something that can happen. And who's to say the next time it doesn't take longer and then longer after that? The not knowing is the knowing that we need to make sure that we are ahead of the game a little bit for events. This is a reminder that these things can happen and that we need to make sure that we're prepared for the future. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.